Well, I've been busy getting ready for the trip. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I got this cool bag at Walmart for like, I don't know, 39 bucks on wheels. You know, over here we have a handle, you know, beautiful. And I got some presents. I got some my mom loves tea, so I got some tea for her, and did my laundry. But most importantly, because my birthday is in January, all my official documents basically expire. You know, my OHIP, Ontario Health Insurance Card, because we have free insurance, right, in Canada, but you have to renew it every 5 years, and then my driver's license expires, and over 45 you have to do it, you know, you have to take a written test. And there's two books like this. See, one is a truck handbook, official MTO, Ministry of Transportation of Ontario, and there's another one, I already threw it out. It's called Air Brakes Manual. Basically, you have to remember these PSI, you know, the cutoff pressure, cut-in pressure, and then this book. And I read it like 2 or 3 times, and this is like 2008 edition. I used it last time I had to renew my license, and the two most important things I remember from that one is they say don't drive in puddles. That's the most important thing I remember before the test. And number 2 is when driving at night, always look for yellow lights, yellow eyes on the side of the road. I'm not kidding, that's what the book says. Be aware of yellow eyes on the side of the road. And of course I go take and then I go to the nearest, it's called Drive Test Center. It's basically, it's funny, it's a private company, and I even think it's a foreign company. It's a foreign company that has a contract with Ontario government to conduct all these tests. You know, somehow they got this lucrative contract, so they deal with all driver licensing and road tests and written tests. Well, in my case, I only had to do a written test and the vision test. And how do you know that? They send you an official letter indicating, you know, just reminding you when your license expires and what you should do. And each one is different, but it mostly depends on the age, right? And because I don't wear glasses, in my case it said, you know, written test yes, road test no, vision test yes. And I found the nearest one here in Kitchener. I went there. You don't have to book anything, you just go there and you pay 15 bucks for the written test, and then they check your vision first. And that's always, you know, even though I don't wear glasses, but sometimes, you know, one day it's you see like an eagle, then another day, you know, when you're like over 50, right? And so I was doing some exercises, and you guys will be laughing, but one exercise I find that helps is just you do circles with your eyes, right? You just go like this, you know, and then the other way, and you do it like 20 times one way, 20 times the other way. Trust me, it works. And you do it like 3 times a day, morning, lunchtime, and night. You do it for a couple of weeks, and you notice how your eyesight improves. Like seriously, you know, just you have to do it when nobody is looking, because people will think you're crazy, but it definitely works. So just do, you know, circles with your eyeballs. And then the other one, for some reason, this vitamin B1, you know, it's a very healthy vitamin, very good for you, but because it only it can be found in basically a red meat and everything, right? And it's good for, I think, nerve system. But I find that it also, even though like I eat meat, right, I'm not vegetarian, but this B1, when you're over a certain age, really helps with the eyesight. Trust me, you know, I noticed right away, like I can much easier read the very fine print. And so that was my secret preparation for this vision test, was these eyeball circles, as I call them, and then this B1. And basically, don't watch too much television. You know, don't read in too like in low light conditions. And so I go there, and yeah, I passed. There was like a 3 or 4 parts to this test on the computer. You know, it's basically, before they used to have keyboards, now it's just, you know, touch screen, very fancy computers, and there was like 3 or 4 parts. I did part 1, 0 mistake, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm almost done. And then there's part 2, and each part is more difficult. And then the last part, I made 4 mistakes, and of course that one was about air brakes. And they always ask these crazy questions. Like one question I remember I had trouble with said spring brakes on the trailer. Like there's a spring brakes, right, that apply when the pressure falls below certain, let's say 55 psi. The spring brakes apply, and then you cannot move the trailer, right? And the question was, spring brake chambers on the trailer are bigger than the service brake chambers, are smaller, are the same size, or always have square ports. I'm serious. That was that were the choices. And there was something else. Actually, that's what yeah, like spring brakes are important for safety, some BS like that. So I chose that one, and it says no. The answer is D, saying that spring brake chamber is actually bigger than service brake air chambers. What? I never saw these spring brake chambers in my life, right? I see the service brake air chambers. You know, I know how they look because I think in my old truck I had to replace one just once in like 7 years. So how do they expect you to know, you know, the size of these chambers, especially spring brake chambers? They never adjusted, because always you adjust the push rod stroke in the service brake chambers. That's what you usually get tickets for, you know, because the inspector goes under the truck and says, hey, push the brakes, and they measure how far that stick gets out of the chamber. So everybody knows that. But anyway, I passed the vision test, and I said, so I'm still good to pilot the shuttle. And she says, yes. Okay. So no glasses, and I spent like 2 hours in line, extended my health card, and that's it. So I got my bag, I have my I got the presents, I know where I'm going tomorrow. Oh, and so that's my Nikon over here, and you know, now I have a 20mm lens, but I figured that one lens is not enough, so I got back the same one I had before, but I didn't like it. I only tried it for 1 day, so now I got it because now it's on sale. It's $100 cheaper, because I just figured, you know, one lens to go to Russia, I'm gonna miss some opportunities. And this is a great 85mm 1.8G, you know, very light, very high quality stuff, and it's $79 cheaper now, $4.99 Canadian plus tax, and only 330 grams. So I used to have a Sigma before, 35mm, which was okay at first, but then I just got tired of it, you know, and it had some autofocusing issues. So now I got 20mm for landscapes and, you know, basically everyday situation, and then I have this like a moderate telephoto lens. So that's what I have. So I'm gonna leave tomorrow at noon in my Ram and drive to New Jersey, where I'm boarding the flight Sunday, and I'll be in Russia Monday, and I'm coming back December 10th. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I'll be definitely you know, doing videos while I'm there, while I'm on the plane. So they're all gonna be called the same, the mission to Russia, you know, just different parts. Like this is what, preparation, then part 1, part 2, part 3. So stand by, keep watching, and subscribe. Thanks.